Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday. Thursday. I didn't put the date in the title, and that's where I usually get my hint from. Today is Thursday, November 7th, 2024, and you're in the Java Cafe. And we are welcoming you this morning. I'm going to be very honest. I'm in an interesting space because I think a lot of us were in a period of shock yesterday, and the settledness, if you will, of the impact of the outcome of the election is real. And I've also I'm on social media and just getting up. What the heck? I did hit the door. It's a little tight here in the apartment, and I tore my shoulder up this morning, and I guess, yeah. What's under there is a little red too, and so first of all, that means I really hit it hard if I got paint on it. But anyway, there's a lot going on, and I started to cancel this morning, but I remembered my why. And when we came on March 24th, I came with a specific purpose that we were being faced with staying in the house, but we were in the midst of a world pandemic. And as we know and saw, and what I foresaw is that when America catches a cold, the Black community, out of all of the marginalized communities, gets the worst of it, and we get the flu. And in real time, the parallel between the impact of the events of the other day are pandemic-like. Let's keep it 100. So, also in real time, my spirit just gut checked me and reminded me that on that day also I came to prepare us for what happened and we saw exacerbated in Black and brown communities here in this country. And so with that being said, I will name some things as I've been talking about, and you all saw me process this in real time the other day about this concept of BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color. And if you would just give me a few minutes to y'all, I've said often when I used to post negative stuff on social media or with a negative tone, I would often say, and oftentimes just I would come and vent with this community that we've built for almost 5 years. And even prior to Java with Jimmy, we're going to do some processing in real time right here. And so the reality that I discovered the other day when I looked at a lot of the exit poll numbers, first of all, there are a couple of narratives out there about Black men and Black women. And if you look at the numbers, first of all, a lot of people are downloading, cutting and pasting and posting screenshots of the exit poll without giving. I would just say that my familiarity with electoral politics is that you really have to break down and look at the numbers, age gap, age ranges and zip codes and gender and college and whatnot. But staying focused on the thing around BIPOC, I am baffled at one of the questions that says, are you white? 41% of those that answered were white and voted Democratic. 57% said they were white and voted 50%, 57%. Not really surprised by that at all. Black, 85% Democratic, 13% Republican. Hispanic and Latino, 52%, 46%, 52% Democratic, 46% Republican. Asian, 54% Democratic, 39% Republican. Here it's classified as American Indian. I say Native American. 1% of them identified as Native American voting. Small number in the overall count, but 34% Democratic, 65% Republican. A reminder that we're speaking about BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color. And then there's other 43% Democratic and 52% Republican. When I, the other day, started talking about and asked you to imagine the word BIPOC spelled out, BIPOC, flip it to your left and put the B on the bottom with the flat part of the B at the bottom. The foundation. Keeping things stable. Also imagine with me a pyramid of systemic, white, patriarchal systemic structures, and picture a pyramid. And at the top of the pyramid is white men. Right under white men are white women. And then under that is the C, the O, the P, the I, and the B. And the other day I was very intentional about when it comes to the land on which we live, have tilled, have raped, have not treated this earth and this land well. I was very intentional in talking about the indigenous kind of comes under the B. You get the context of that. What was astounding to me, that though a low number, 65% of people that identified as indigenous to this land voted for someone. And it's not just that number, but if you think about it, of the 13% Black that voted Republican, and of that 13%, let's go to the gender, sex by race. 21% of that 13% were Black men. 7% of that 13% were Black women. That 13% is a number. We know that this race was predicted to be very, very close, which brings up another conversation about media, but we're not going to have that conversation today. And so when you look at I've seen a lot of memes, videos, reels that are in a different manner asserting some of the same concerns around the observation of the IPOC. I put a post up earlier that said the IPOC owes the B an explanation. The Hispanic and Latino vote was 46% Republican. Now, I feel for some that may be watching for the first time or don't understand that, Jimmy, Why are you so hard, Dot Boy? I missed yesterday's cafe, but can you please explain to the viewers the difference between the electoral vote and the popular vote for a better understanding of what the hell happened? So, Anthony on Instagram, I just make sure I check in as folks are watching over there, asked me to talk about the Electoral College. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Hillary, Al Gore, Biden, it wound up being for sure. And if I go back to Hillary won the popular vote. So the difference is the amount of votes cast by individuals is the individual votes, the count of that number. The Electoral College, part of that patriarchal white male system, is set up in a manner that congressional district states, not exactly sure, I'm going to be honest, award or give Electoral College votes to and according to the votes of the individuals. It is confusing, which makes me think I need to bring in a scholar around this place and explain. However, interestingly so, Anthony, this election, the rapists and the racists won the popular vote. And there's so many implications there. Primarily, white men and white women. Let me show you this. Because I said to someone yesterday that Trump was the anti-Obama. Fight me. I saw this stat yesterday. And yes, y'all, I'm on my phone. I'm going to show it here. This is what President Obama did in 2008. Blue wall, flipped a couple of states. And if you look at the map now, it's interesting. And so when John King, my political crush, was at the wall the other night and he's looking and he's showing, and let me also side note here. I've always said that we're good in Massachusetts. And then in 2016, I drove up in Fields Corner, and right there at the intersection of Adams Street and Dorchester Ave, there was a Trump standout, big Trump flag, US flag, all of that. I said, oh, we can no longer take for granted that we're good in Massachusetts. We did what we needed to do as a democratic state. But there are little red pockets that Trump won precincts and districts here in Massachusetts, not too far from Boston. So, but to Anthony's point, we need to have a session on the Electoral College. Noted. Getting back to my point about BIPOC, on the backs of Black people who came to this country unwillingly through slavery, I'm having some real historical thoughts around roles of slavery. Let's just first name and be honest. Was there classism? You can't talk race without race without talking class. And class is a big part of this conversation when it comes to this election. I should have had notes because my brain is all over the place. And so, BIPOC, Black, we came to this country, and though the first assault and racism was on the people indigenous to this land, the legislation of the civil rights movement, in addition to, let's give credit to foundational work that the indigenous people indigenous to this land was going after the feds, getting land back and special allowances and things like that, real. But if we really want to be honest, and you know your history, Black history, the civil rights movement based in Black rights, any and every movement of advocacy, of activism, of equity, the Black civil rights movement is the, quote, blueprint. Undeniable. And so when I look at some of these other and IPOCs that don't understand, Rolling Stone I made my case of why I'm bewildered in the space of BIPOC, because I just got tapped on my shoulder about staying positive, Jimmy. So you can stay positive and state the facts. The positive part of this is, and to Brother Darnell Singleton, who we have some interesting debates on the phone, and also he's been commenting a lot on social media. Most of what he's saying about America and the where the numbers are in white America, I don't disagree with. Sometimes his presentation or whatever, may take you aback a little bit, but I know and love him and we have conversation. Side note, I put up a post about some folks going into block spaces, and good to see you. How you doing? When I see you in public, part of me is like, okay, they're ignorant, don't have discernment, and don't see the bigger picture. Those folks, out of relationship, there's a different level of tolerance. But the folks that I know that are educated, have advocated, have marched with, been on Zooms with, and moved things with, and for whatever reason, you support a misogynistic white man that called a qualified Black woman stupid. What your support of that says to me is we don't share morals and we don't share. Oh, I got to eat. I hope y'all didn't hear that. And we don't share values. And so I said this was a side note. As a human, and these are with primarily Black folks and Black men that I don't have the fortitude, the mental capacity, the tolerance, the headspace, the heart to endure. I almost said something. For the next 4 years. Side note, another side note, there are 1,535 days until January 20th, 2029. And as long as I can keep it in my mind, that countdown is going to be cited daily, either on the show or on social media. Side note to the side note of a side note. With the White House having a Republican Senate and the presidential immunity granted by the Republican lately appointed imbalanced Supreme Court, we gonna have to fight. And I love Kamala's departing message yesterday, her concession message. We gonna have to fight to ensure that there is an inauguration on January 20th, 2029. Mentioned Kamala's speech yesterday. And I'll get ready to close with this. Couple of things there that come into mind is one, and I've been saying this, and Dr. Ron K mentioned it yesterday, the validity of a lot of the anger and the impact of the fragile white male patriarchal system in this country has caused a lot of Black men to be angry and in a space of survival. And I'm going to say it, a level of ignorance and not understanding. And by ignorance, I mean just not knowing, or knowing but not understanding. And there's been a lot of superficial posts and commentary around, oh, Donald Trump purchased your vote for $1,200. And the greater number, Black and brown men, black men voted for Kamala. Y'all believe 51% brown voted for Trump. No race, no ethnicity, no gender, no community, no religion, no marginalized group is a monolith. Getting back to my point. We had an opportunity to, despite the structural things that fight us and the system, the Democratic Party, that's where I was getting ready to go. The validity of Black males, which is the biggest voting bloc right after Black women, that has held the Democratic Party down for years. The frustration with the party is interesting. I say that because a lot of the commentary, and by some minimal external observation, the party, where was Nancy 2 years ago? And we have to name that while Uncle Joe was a white male and probably thought that he was his demographic matching Trump's, that's why he held on so long before he stepped back. The reality of some of these other numbers is interesting, but my point is that the Democratic Party has a lot of work to do. So much so that if I was to have a voter registration form in front of me right now, I would choose independent. The DNC, while presumably is the party of the working class, what you all allowed to happen, and Shermichael, the brother, on CNN commentary a lot, and a lot of them are now walking around, oh God, I have not went to the comments once, and there are 77 of them. So we may not be getting off as quick as I thought, because I'm going to go in and look. The Republican Party now can claim that it is the party of the working class, a multicultural party with Black men and Latinos. Now, if you look at the vote, it's probably the most votes they've gotten in from Black men, and I don't know about Latino men, probably. In talking about this, it can't go without being said and stated. Largely white men and white women are willing to put a rapist, racist, demagogue, xenophobe, homophobe as a priority of their continued protected class and race. Not too shocking, but I think the humanity, and from manners to respect to decency, allowed some of us to be vulnerable to a notion that at least would be a definitive line in the sand. And then the white women who, as women, well, their whiteness superseded their womanhood. Comments. Oof, I'm going to go all the way back up. Not to a lot of the good mornings. Mama Java, good to see you in the room. Tashad, good to see you. Asia, Real Boston Media, good to see y'all in the room. Nicole, good to see you in the room. Asia, good to see you in the room. Kelly, good morning. Keys, Rachel, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Dina, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Dina, to your point, the same thing that Anthony was talking about. I'm going back over the Instagram to see that in this particular election, Chester Cheetah got the popular vote. I'm going to say this, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but hear me out. If Elon Musk can create self-driving cars, be the model for space exhibition, would it not be that far-fetched that in the future we find that somewhere those USB drives and anything that is done through an electronic internet exchange around voting numbers? You notice that the language around cheating for the election and all of that. Have you heard anything from Chester Cheetah? Lord Jesus, his name is changed to 47. Comments. I want to go to the most recent because some of these are behind and are not relevant to where we are now. Elon is from South Africa and shares many nationalist views. Keys, white women who voted for him are more focused on white supremacy, not voting against themselves. James, if you already said it and I missed it, sorry. I think I probably just did around the same time that you typed this. It's not far-fetched as all the notion that we find out some years from now. Did they officially start certifying? I kept saying projected call. Though the way things look now, the Electoral College is what it is. I don't know if there was an official call yet of the election. Yes, and the poor ones think their whiteness will protect them. I have so much to say, but the internet lives forever. Newt, only us can save us. Safe travels, brother. Charlotte, good to see you. Charlotte, I know you're going to tune in tonight at 7 o'clock. I don't think the Democratic Party is not listening to black men. This should be a wake up. I do not think the Democratic Party is listening to white men. I think that's what you meant to say. Black men. This should be a wake up call. The interesting thing that I shared with someone the other day, the recovery that the Democratic Party has to do will probably really be about 2 or 3 presidential election cycles. And so, I had to give a real thought the other day to what we have known for our generation and all prior to around democracy. Has it changed? It's a real consideration. The Dems are so focused on decorum than the fight. Sometimes it's earrings and heels off. And, and we got to give some grace at a political campaign level to Kamala because she got thrown into this. If Uncle Joe had stepped, all right, I checked with the comments, not that many. Kelly says there was over 10% increase in black men voting for Trump. We need to talk about that and the power of influencers and celebrities, that part. Oh, more comments. Okay. I've always been registered as an independent. Neither party can claim me, and the policy doesn't align with my values. Well, Rev, anyone voted for him, anyone who voted for him is against my existence. They are not my friend or ally. And I want to park on allyship for a minute. White allyship, specifically. Yesterday, I referenced to the meme that Dr. Miller put up in reference to, I'll read it again, what it said. And I had a thought about this morning because there are real, genuine, impactful, speaking quiet rooms, their uncles and their sisters and their cousins at Thanksgiving around racial comments. Oh, there's some allies out there. And those allies understand. I'm going to read the meme first, and then I'm getting off of here after I give this last statement. What the meme said was, to my white non-racist friends, I love y'all. Don't get it twisted. Me loving and protecting my race doesn't mean I hate or fault you. You know exactly who our enemies are. They're no longer hiding it. Thanks for standing with us. For myself, sometimes when I make, and I think Keys and I talked about this once, when I make statements about promoting, addressing inequities, and the racism and systemic structural impact on Black communities, I often find myself, especially when I'm going to go off with a precursor of, hey, I don't want to offend our white allies and whatnot. I'm not doing that no more. And one of the reasons I'm not doing it anymore is because the real allies don't need a preface. The real allies don't need a preamble to why. So, guess I should set some context now for the trolls and supporters and whatnot. Nationally, not as involved with politics. Locally, I stepped back in May of 22 on the campaign and the proactiveness of trying to push policy. Every once in a while, when I'm triggered, y'all know the one space that I will probably forever be in, and I hope to not be needed at some point in life before I die, is around violence prevention, intervention, and in the worst case scenarios, response to trauma. I backed off the proactive policy. If there's an engagement, I will help. Let me also say that, it's very different now because there's some stuff I'm doing on a policy level that is being done through my role as a commissioner. Black men, commission on Black men and boys. So, with everything that I just said, the protection of, the promotion of, the pride in, the calling out things, as Reverend Amani said, that are actively against our existence. Mostly internal, but some of y'all internal, because all skin don't mean kin. Some may perceive my actions and wonder, Jimmy, you good? Is old Jimmy about to come back out? I'm finding a medium. And so we're going to get ready to wrap up. Today is Thursday, which is my Friday. However, tonight at 7 p.m., I have the opportunity to speak with Jay the DJ, who is the producer for Jaylen Brown's Just Do It, the new track release with he and also ASAP Ferg. I will share a story with you all this evening about when I met ASAP Ferg. I told Jay about it. And yeah, we'll share that tonight. But He is a humble, great brother. We met in 2020. I've advocated with his mom, Janina. Charlotte, who's a charter member here in the Java Cafe, is his aunt. Oh, she's still in here. We're about to have a discussion about interpersonal racism and its impact on the health of Black men. I'll send you a flyer if you would like to come. Send it over, Charlotte, please, to email, please. Let me park there for a minute. Not with you, Sister Charlotte, because you send stuff to email. I'm not going to do that right yet. Let's stay focused. So tonight at 7 p.m., Jay Andre is coming in studio. And we're going to have an in-person conversation about his journey, about fatherhood, check in with him around his thoughts around the election. Some of those age numbers in the exit poll, a lot of the young folks were with Kamala. A lot of them, cross race, cross ethnicity, except for the white boys. So, all right. That's it for me this morning. We'll see you guys this evening at 7 p.m. To your UCB members, y'all get an hour today. Naraki, good morning. Good to see you in the room. And I think that's it for announcements. No events coming. Kind of a general update. As you all know, I graciously was given, or through partnership in doing some things, and I have space at Southline, which is the Old Grove building. However, it is in a biotech firm's space. I have a desk there, access to all the conference rooms. Some of you have been in the town hall for the Black Java or After Dark events. But during the day, I haven't been over there doing the show during the day because I'm loud, and that's an office space and the walls aren't that thick. And also some of the scheduling in the evenings gets interesting because they're cleaning crew. So all that to say, we had a meeting a couple of weeks ago and they are looking at accommodating me even better. And so I say that because I was getting ready to mention if there are any other updates to mention as far as dates and events. This weekend, though, I will be with the Boston Marathon. And also the Equity Fund, and also Queen King at her event Sundays all day. But no other events outside of potentially doing an in-person Christmas concert, and hopefully potentially doing something with our mothers for like a Friendsgiving or holiday thing. Budget is interesting, so we'll do my best to make that happen. But just to update as far as space and why you haven't heard a lot about in-person convenings, because we're looking at space and it's fourth quarter, y'all. And as an entrepreneur, fourth quarter financially is interesting. So happy Entrepreneurs Month to all the entrepreneurs out there. We have a few that are coming in later this month that I've invited. Next week, we have some great folks lined up to speak with you. Let me just share that real quick. If you are in need of heating assistance, ABCD, as they've come in since 2020 or 21, they're coming back with us next week. And also, no programming on Monday. Made that decision yesterday when I realized that I just need to do a little more self-care. And one of the times where my self-care is best when I'm not in Miami, is when I don't have anything on my schedule. And Monday is a holiday. Shout out to all of our veterans, to my grandfather, the late Deacon James Jackson was a veteran. My grandmother, who was adjacent to the war, because she will let you know, I was an air warden. And I believe that was when they thought that planes were going to come in. He would go outside and yell or do something to get people to go in the house because something was coming in from the air. To my mother, who worked at the Veterans Administration and also at the VFW post for years, and veterans are very special. to her, to my sister Tiffany, who's in the room. She ain't a veteran. But Tiffany, you're not a veteran, are you? That's Dee Dee. I know some woman in the family was in the military. But to my mom as well to care for the veterans, to Uncle Thaddeus, to all the veterans. If you are a vet that is in the Java Cafe right now on Instagram or and y'all over on Twitter, I need y'all to start hitting that live chat thingy. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Now, I will tell y'all, I said there's some real allies out here. Oh, some of these white women on Twitter are calling their peers. Oh, God. I mean, like, bad. Let's go in and see. All right. Over on Twitter, there is 33 of y'all in here. Say hi. And Twitter, y'all, if y'all want to participate in the conversation, I just said hi on Twitter. And guess what? There it is. Twitter comments come up on the platform here. I know I've struggled. And as an entrepreneur whose platform is based in social media, I'm being transparent. I'm being real. I've struggled with deleting X, especially now. Especially now. If you are a veteran or the child of, sister of, brother of, put that veteran's name in the comments real quick. I want to say their names. Let me know where they fought. Let me know how many tours. Veterans, Mama Job is thanking you for your service. Asia is thanking you for your service. Michelle is thanking you for your service. To all of the veterans in the Java with Jimmy Fam, happy Veterans Day 2024. Muchos gracias for your service to the nation. James Jackson, my grandfather. Sharon Cornelius. Yes, all veterans appreciation. Asia deleted her X. It's so ironic that Twitter changed to X because a lot of people have left X. Threads is it a little bit. I go on Threads, but because of Threads algorithms and they feed off of Instagram, and because of some of the pictures that I have liked on Instagram, when I open up Threads, it's soft porn, which is weird because what I like on IG are just workout pictures. I like dreads. You know, if I see a good beard at a baldy, you know, so when you go to that Explore for, when I go to my Explore page and search, if you ever see me, I don't know, see if you're with me. And let me go back to the veterans. I'm sorry. I'm getting off focus, but I see the comments here now. Okay, let's go back. Harold P. Hills was my uncle, and my mother know what that eyebrow's about. Keith Freeman, who's an uncle who knows what that eyebrow's about. Oh, no, not Uncle Keith, not Uncle Keith. Keith Freeman, who's a veteran. Asia said there's a new Black-owned social media platform. I know there was one coming. My niece Dee Dee is a veteran. And Toya, a vets as well, Toya Wiggins. Susie McClone, good to see you. Who was in Vietnam? Let me go back, scroll up a little bit. Where you at? My uncle, Terry McGlone, who was a veteran in Vietnam. I'm going to finish the vets before I go to Kelly's comment. Warren Wright Normandy. Tiffany also said thank you to all the vets. Paula, to my dad, Frank Sorolia. My am I going to say it right? Paula Pisani, sister, Auntie Paula. When she be putting up her charcuterie boards and Italian stuff, you know, me and my family got some Italian background. I'm like, hey, Auntie Paula. 2, Preston Johnson, Newton Woodson, dad and uncle. I think I got all the veterans' names. I'm going to go back and make sure. You ain't never lying, Nicole. Black Planet was it. Latoya Wiggins or Wiggy. Fan base. Not totally unfamiliar. Asia, thank you. Bradisha, happy Veterans Day. To all the veterans out there, Veterans Day is Monday. We will not have programming, and so I wanted to take some time and say happy Veterans Day today. Okay, I'm going to close out my little IG ratchery that comes up. I said that, and it's pictures with dudes with their shirt off workout. They're just like, so anyway, I said that based on my algorithm, freaking IG be looking like soft porn. Let me tell you what Miss Lil Kelly said about it. With that being said, we'll see you this evening for Java After Dark with Jay the DJ, local producer, great young man, producer, has worked with Jaylen Brown, ASAP Ferg, and also Kodak Black. So that brother's coming in here in person, and he is Boston's own, a very humble, a talented, gifted brother. If you all remember some years ago, during COVID, I produced a commercial. We did it at his studio. And so I'm honored to have him come this evening, and we're going to chat with him about a few things. Afrotech. Oh, Asia, I wanted to go. Belinda, one more veteran acknowledgement. My grandfather, rest in peace, Korea, Vietnam, uncle and father were all Marines. What's their names, Belinda? Thanks, Asia. Ronald Stubbs, we're going to name his name as a veteran as well with Sister Debbie. But Asia, I was thinking about Afrotech, and right now, fourth quarter budget. I hate fourth quarter, y'all. And even though the Davis system set me up with a particular invoice, I still hate fourth quarter. Anyway, their whole names, Belinda. Say their whole names so we can celebrate these veterans. And after that, I'm getting off of here. Y'all ain't getting another 11s from me, UCB. Come on, Belinda. Well, we appreciate the thank you, Jesus. Ron McIlvaine, Guy McIlvaine, Ron Jr. McIlvaine. Our veterans, we honor you. Y'all get Belinda for taking so long. Sister Debbie, Lord Jesus, Darius Stubbs, a vet. Yeah, Darius. Thank you for your service, Darius. Somebody tag Deidre. All right. That's it, y'all. I'm getting off of here. No, I'm not. My grandfather, Everett Augustine Smith Sr., was career Air Force and made history as the first Master Staff Sergeant of his crew. We got some Black history here. Karen Cornelius is, first of all, the fact that you're friends with Darius on Facebook is so funny to me. Darius, we celebrate you as a Marine, as a veteran. Fan base, Jamie, and Afrotech Connect. Oh, Afrotech Connect. Oh, I didn't know about that. Jan Boyer is a veteran. I see you too busy keeping me up on tech. Jan Boyer, a veteran as well. Uncle Lewis, my uncle Lewis Johnson, is a veteran as well. To all the veterans, no matter which war that you fought, no matter how you have helped protect America. As interesting as it is, we appreciate you. Though there is so much. There go Deidre. Hi, Chesty. Don't you type my nickname in the comments. We go way back there. We got more veterans' names in here. Let's go. Clem Boyer and John Lawrence. All of the veterans that we were able to name today. We are glad to do so. All All right, so Deidre won't type it. I'll tell y'all. Deidre's nickname when we was teenagers was Chesty, and my nickname was Cupcakes because I was a little bit thicker. In and out of honoring the veterans here. Let's just name, not making light of this service. But you all know we just do a whole lot all the time in this space. But in all seriousness, to our veterans, to everyone named here today, and I love the fact that there are women named in here as vets who have went out and as they do, fight. That's it for me, y'all. Seriously, it's 10:53. Y'all ain't slick. Join us tonight at 7 p.m. with Jay the DJ for Java After Dark and hear about his journey. He's a new dad. He's an entrepreneur. He's a black man. So we're looking forward to talking with him this evening for Java After Dark at 7 p.m. Here on Facebook, Twitter. Let me check Instagram before I go one more time. A Humble, I'm not sure. I hate when I can't know who it is on Instagram by y'all names. What up, my guy? Keep up the good work. Appreciate you. For Mrs. Michelle. Hey. Good to see you. Shut up, Mrs. Page daughter. To the veterans over on Instagram as well. I don't see any names. And if there was any reason for y'all to type, how many people watching on there's 36 of y'all watching on Twitter. And not one of y'all can go in the live chat and type a veteran's name. I'll wait. No, I won't, because UCB's like, Nisi, good to see you in the room this morning. Twitter don't be playing. They just in the background just watching. You know what, Sharon? Don't do us. Chesty and Cupcakes. You all have a wonderful day. Remember, it is Thankful Thursday. Remember gratitude. Remember thankfulness. That helps balance. I used to say this a lot in 2020 and 2021. Intentional gratitude and thankfulness helps fortify and balance when things like yesterday happen, when life be lifing. If you are intentional every single day about gratitude proactively, before you go to bed, write 3 things down. This is something one of my coaches told me to do. Am I practicing it as much? No, I think about it, but I'm not writing it. But be very intentional about thankfulness and you'll be good. James Washington and also Anita Washington are also veterans as well. So we named all of our veterans today. We salute you for your service and thank you for everything that you've done, sacrificing your life for this country, leaving your families, leaving your community. We thank you, all veterans. On behalf of Java with Jimmy, the Java family, the Mothers Board, and the audience, we thank you for your service to this country. Everyone have a great day. And again, we will see you tonight at 7 p.m. as we close out the week with the good friend and little brother, Jay the DJ. See you all later.